The United States Secretary of Commerce, Howard Lutnick, has agreed to testify before the House Oversight Committee regarding his visit to the private island of the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. This development follows the release of new documents by the United States Department of Justice in late January, which for the first time mentioned Lutnick's visit to Epstein's island and other contacts. Secretary Lutnick has proactively and voluntarily agreed to appear before the committee, according to Republican Chairman James Comer. However, a specific date for his testimony has not yet been announced. The United States Secretary of Commerce initially confirmed his visit to Epstein's private Caribbean island, Little St. James, in early February. This island is notoriously known as the place where numerous girls and young women were allegedly abused. Despite acknowledging the visit, Secretary Lutnick has consistently denied any close ties to Jeffrey Epstein. During a Senate committee hearing, he stated that he had no relationship whatsoever with Epstein for a period of 14 years after the year 2005. This timeline would encompass the period leading up to Epstein's death in 2019. However, records indicate that Lutnick's visit to Little St. James actually occurred in the year 2012, falling within the period he claimed no relationship. The revelations from the 3 million new documents released by the Department of Justice in Washington have intensified calls for Lutnick's resignation. These demands are primarily coming from Democratic members of Congress. Despite the growing pressure, United States President Donald Trump has publicly affirmed his support for his Secretary of Commerce, signaling his intent to retain Lutnick in his position. The House Oversight Committee, under Chairman James Comer, has also recently questioned former President Bill Clinton and his wife, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, in connection with the broader Epstein case. Democrats have criticized Chairman Comer, accusing him of pursuing a politically motivated investigation. Jeffrey Epstein, according to findings from the Federal Bureau of Investigation and the United States Department of Justice, is believed to have abused more than 1,000 minors and young women. It is also alleged that he facilitated contact between some of these victims and various prominent individuals. The multimillionaire was first convicted in 2008 for inciting a minor to prostitution. Following a controversial deal with prosecutors, he served a mere 13 months in prison. In July of 2019, Epstein was arrested again and charged by a federal court with abusing many more victims. Tragically, on August 10, 2019, he was found dead in his New York prison cell. Official reports concluded that he died by suicide, a conclusion that continues to be a subject of intense scrutiny and speculation. What's your take on Commerce Secretary Lutnick to testify on Epstein Visit? Share your view in the comments. Do you think this will matter in the next news cycle? This video was generated using artificial intelligence.